What is going on, guys? Dave from Wake Up It's Football bringing you guys another draft profile. Today it is cornerback Jason Verrett out of TCU. Remember, keep in mind a lot of draft stock will shift and change in the following months leading up to the NFL draft. And shout out to Draft Breakdown for the highlights in this video. But let's get right into this one. Jason Verrett, the cornerback out of TCU, standing at 5'10", 176 pounds, some collegiate stats: 160 total tackles, 9 interceptions, 1 forced fumble, and 41 passes deflected. A couple of highlights for Jason Verrett and some career awards. He's a 2013 Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year, first team All-American in 2013, and first team All-Big 12 in 2012 and 2013. Now, some pros and cons to Jason Verrett's game. First of all, his tackling, and more specifically his open field tackling. Whenever a player has a break into the open field and it's pretty much just one-on-one with Jason Verrett usually does a very good job with wrapping up and making the tackle. I don't think he had too many problems when I watched his tape where, you know, he would miss a tackle or wouldn't wrap up and allow the opposing offensive player to gain more ground. So in that respect, I think Jason Verrett has a plus in that department. His comeback speed, I think, is pretty solid, where, you know, a receiver will run something like a quick curl route or something where it has Jason Verrett backpedaling, and then he needs to make up that ground and come back and make a play on the ball. I think Jason Verrett can do that very well, so I think that's a pro as well. Cover skills, for his size, being 5'10" and 176 pounds, I felt as if he actually did a pretty good job covering receivers. Now, there was an occasional time where he would get beat when it came to double moves, but I'll get to that in a second. Cover skills, I think, pretty solid. Usually, he would jump up, get his hand on a ball, swat it down, or he would actually be very competitive when it came to jumping up for the ball, even though he is 5'10". But there were times where bigger receivers would kind of box him out when it came to jumping up for balls. Corner blitzes, that was also something I noticed and, you know, jotted down. Jason Verrett can be utilized in certain schemes when it comes to corner blitzes. I saw a lot of that against the LSU, where he did get a sack on Mettenberger, but I think he can be utilized in that department as well. Now, cons, again, like I've been mentioning this whole time, his size, again, 5'10", 176 pounds. He will get taken advantage of when it comes to bigger receivers. Now, when it comes to the NFL, there's going to be a debate probably when it comes to drafting Jason Verrett. Do you play him as your, number 2 cornerback lined up against a wide receiver, or do you play him more towards a receiver where you play him in the slot, against a number 3 guy who's in the slot, smaller receiver, just like Jason Verrett is a smaller cornerback. So I think there might be a little bit of a debate there because of his size. Now, double moves, again, I think double moves kind of hurt Jason Verrett when it came to coverage. There were times where I did see him get beat, and there was one time where I saw him get beat really nasty. I'm going to show you that highlight right here. So, I mean, Jason Verrett just pretty much bit on the double move and just he just wasn't able to adjust, and the receiver was gone, and the play was for a touchdown. So, plays like that, didn't happen too often for where they were given up for a touchdown, but there were plays like that where Jason Verrett would kind of, bite on that double move and would get beat. And lastly, for a con, is his torn meniscus in 2012. That's just a little bit of his injury history. I think that's the most significant injury he's had, which was a torn meniscus in his knee. I think that was against Texas on Thanksgiving night in 2012. But he played the final 3 games of that season, including the bowl game, but then he had surgery to repair that injury after the season. So that's a little bit on his injury history there. His draft projection, I don't think he's going to be a first-round pick just because of his size. I think he's going to be more that second-round, day 2 type of player, but in the first half of the second round, where you see teams who still need cornerbacks, probably teams like Oakland, Detroit, Tennessee, Chicago, and Pittsburgh. So I can see him in that 32 to 47 range with those 5 teams. But let me know what you guys think about Jason Verrett. Throw your comments, questions, and concerns down below in the comments. But that was my Jason Verrett draft profile, and that's all I got for you guys today. I'm out.